Welcome to Finding Your Worth From Within, the podcast where I'm going to be helping you up-level your life, find your true self, and ignite the best version of you. I'm your host, Sana, your go-to self-worth mentor, facilitating hundreds of women to unlock your self-belief, master your emotions, and take back control of negative thoughts. We're going to be covering everything self-worth for South Asian women, how to ditch your self-doubt, kick other people's judgment to the curb, and learn how to finally use your voice clearly and with confidence. With the practical tools and spiritual teachings that I give you in this podcast, don't be surprised when this magic begins to massively elevate your life. So whether you're going for a walk, driving home, or listening with a cup of coffee, let's get stuck in. Hello, and welcome. Today we're talking about one of the most spoken about topics there is whilst being a South Asian. So we are addressing today why most South Asians can't get past other people's judgment and how it's holding you back from true confidence. Yes, you know, if you're South Asian, if you've got South Asian family, or if you've been in the South Asian culture, judgment is always a big hot topic, right? What are they going to say? What are they going to think? Like, first of all, don't even get me started on they, like who are they? But it is always a thing. It is always a thing in South Asian households about judgment. And the thing about judgment that no one realizes is because we often feel people are judging us, we feel we're receiving judgment, we don't realize two things that I am going to address with you today. And this is going to change your outlook on judgment completely, because other people's judgment is holding you back from stepping into your true confidence, right? So the thing that people don't realize about judgment is that actually judgment is a vibration. And if you are vibrating on the frequency of judgment, yes, I am going to call you out, you will see it being received as well. So I want you to think, right? I want you to think that if you're receiving judgment, you're like, oh my God, so-and-so was judging me. Oh my God, did you see the way they said that? Who said this? And the way they looked at me, all those things. I want you to ask yourself, do you judge other people? Because judgment is a frequency. And if you're vibrating on that frequency, you're going to be able to see it around you as well. Not only are you going to be able to see it around you, but actually I'm going to say that because you're putting judgment out there and you're judging people, you're actually receiving it as well. I've had this from people before where they say, oh man, how do you go live? Like, oh my God, don't you feel like people are judging you? Don't you feel like, your post, like, how do you just put it out there? And I'm like, no, I don't feel like people are judging me. They probably are. Of course they are, right? Of course they are. But I'm not a judgy person. So I don't vibrate at that frequency. Now, don't get me wrong, I am human. Of course, there are times when I gossip and I judge because, like I said, I'm human. But I'm not a judgy person in general. So I don't vibrate at that frequency. I don't see it around me. Like I said, it probably happens all the time. People probably listening to this live right now judging me, but I just don't vibrate at that frequency. So I don't look for it. I don't see it. I don't hear it. I don't receive it, because if you're judging other people, you're going to receive that judgment back. Now, an example I've got of this is one of my clients. This was something for her within her family. She felt judged, she felt talked about, and she felt like I don't know, there was a group of them just kind of pointing the finger at her and judging her. And it was something that we were working through. Now, funny enough, as we were working through it, a situation occurred where her brother had brought home a girlfriend. He was getting married to her and he was introducing her to the family. Now, she was talking to me about this girl and she said, I don't feel like she's right for him. There's something about her I don't like. And she was being quite judgy. And in that moment, I stopped my client. I said, I want you to stop right there and listen to the way you're speaking about this woman. And then think about the times that you've told me people talk about you. It's because you're putting it out there that you're receiving it. Now, unfortunately, in our South Asian culture, we don't even realize we're doing it because it is ingrained in our DNA. For some reason, we feel like we're entitled to pass judgment on people, and it's not okay. It is not right. So, one of the things I want you to do is assess yourself and think, am I judging people? How often do I judge people? How often do I pass judgment? Oh, look at her skirt. Oh, look at his tie. Oh, look at whatever it is, right? I don't think they should be doing that really. I don't agree with this. Whatever it is, how much are you passing judgment? And then think, okay, maybe I'm receiving that back. Maybe because I'm putting it out there, I'm vibrating at that frequency, I'm receiving it back, because you can change that. You can change the judgment piece in yourself. You can change the gossip piece in yourself. Once you let go of judging people, you will notice that you're not vibrating on that frequency. Now, the second thing that I want to speak to you about is, and this is really important as well, because it's not just about judging people. I want you to really assess, are you judging yourself? Or have you set yourself expectations that you're maybe not meeting? Or have you set yourself expectations that you're judging yourself against? Because if you've got these standards for yourself that maybe you're not reaching, or maybe you're working towards, maybe you're judging yourself as you go. If you're doing it to yourself, you're going to see everything else in that lens as well. An example of this is if I don't know, somebody makes a comment, and you know how two people can take that comment very differently. One person might be like, oh my God, did you hear what she said? Did you hear what she said? And be offended by it because it feels like it's judgment. And the other person could be like, yeah, I really don't think she meant anything by it. Like, I just don't think it was a thing. The person that's taken offense and that is like, oh my God, did you hear what she said? Is probably judging themselves. So something within them has been triggered by that other person, by that comment. And whether the person meant it or not, it's seen as judgment because you're judging yourself. It's a reflection of what's happening inside of you. You're seeing externally reflections of what's going on inside of you, whereas really it might not be the case. So I want you to really think, instead of focusing on other people, focus internally. Judgment is only there when you focus on others. Think about it like this. People can be passing judgment on you, fine. But if you're not at that frequency, you're going to completely miss it. You're not even going to notice it. You're not even going to see it. So I want you to focus on yourself instead of questioning people's looks, people's comments, people's behaviors. Focus on your own self, focus on your own behaviors, focus on your own action, focus internally. So when we talk about like, oh, you know, you often hear like, I don't care what people say. People will say, I don't care what people say anymore. When I talked about not caring about the external world, I don't mean it in a two fingers to you type of way. I'm not saying fuck you to the world. I'm not saying tell your friends and family, we don't give a shit what you're saying, any of that. What I mean by don't care what the rest of the world is doing is focus on yourself. Focus, instead of looking externally, look internally and build yourself. Remove the judgment from yourself, work on yourself, focus on you, and I promise you, the rest of the world will just melt away. Judgment from other people won't even be a thing for you. So I want you to remember that judgment is a frequency. And if you feel like you're receiving judgment, then question whether you are judging people or whether you are judging yourself. I'm not saying in any way that it's in your own head, because obviously, like I said, if you're noticing it, it might be around you, but we're just raising your frequency. We're letting it go from you internally so that you don't attract it externally and it just passes over you, right? It just passes over you and you don't even notice it. And you just watch the moment you do this and the moment you focus on yourself instead of others, you are going to see yourself stepping into your true confidence because you're not caring about other people. Your focus isn't anywhere else. You're not thinking what so-and-so saying, what so-and-so thinking. You're focusing on you. It's bringing that focus to you. The minute you start thinking about what she's saying, what's he saying, what's going on there, I want you to stop. Just bring the focus back to yourself. It's all about your actions and your behavior. So I just want you to remember that. And that's a reason that most South Asians can't get past judgment, because either they're judging themselves or they're judging other people. So they're attracting it because you're vibrating at that frequency. So if you have any questions, drop me a DM. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I will see you soon. Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode of Finding Your Worth from Within. If today's message resonated with you, it would mean the world to me if you could follow, rate, and leave a review. Sharing the podcast with someone that you feel may benefit is the best way to help it grow and spread this important message. To stay connected between episodes, come hang out with me on Instagram @Mentoring. Can't wait to see you there.